Alright guys, Ati here, and before I start this video, I want to put a major spoiler warning. If you haven't seen Season 2, Episode 9, click off this video now and come back after you've watched it. This video will contain major spoilers for Season 2, Episode 9. So, with that out of the way, that's your spoiler warning, let's get started. In this video, I'm going to explain to you Hunter's origins and Belos' plan for him. Now, we got all the answers we needed in this episode, and I'm going to start with one particular image. And that image being, this episode started with this image, right before Hunter and Belos had their conversation. Now, you may focus on the key and Belos' plans for the key, but that's not the important part. The important part is the stuff written in this book. Now, we're going to read this from the Grimwalker page over, okay? So, this page explains exactly what a Grimwalker is. Now, I'll explain what it is given the context of this show once we get to it, but this page explains how to make a Grimwalker. It requires a Galder stone. That's the same stone that Gus found in the episode that we were introduced to Philip Whitbane. That's interesting. Then, Palistrom wood. That was introduced in the episode Hunting Palismans, which was all about Belos and the Golden Guard, right after the episode with Philip Whitbane. That's interesting. Stonekeeper's lungs. Stone Sleeper's lungs. I don't think we've been introduced to that creature yet, but we do see the lungs on the next page. And Silky Damas scales. Now, if that sounds familiar, that's the thing that Hunter was supposed to be killing at the start of Season 1 that he had Lou supposedly slave for him. Now, I can explain to you why he was having them slayed, but I'll do that later. Then the last ingredient and the most important ingredient is the bone of the Ortet, or Orteet. Now, what is the bone of the Orteet, you may ask? Well, let's look at the Webster Dictionary for what an Orteet is. An Orteet is the original plant from which members of a clone have descended. Members of a clone have descended? So the bone of an Orteet is the bone of the original of a clone. So, for those of you who aren't familiar, real quick, just a quick biology lesson. When you make different genus species of plants, you usually take an original plant and then you try to make a different color or different genetic sort of defect from them. That's essentially what Ortet is and what it's used for. So if we go back to this image, a bone of an Ortet would be a bone of the original. So a bone from Belos, or in this case, I still believe a bone from Philip. Yes, that's right. I still think Belos is Philip, because Belos' ears aren't exactly pointed. Yes, they have a slight curve to them, but I do believe that is to throw us off, because the Galder stones were introduced in the episode where we first were introduced to Philip. And the palace, and I believe there's even more proof to this, but this does explain why Belos and the Golden Guard have the same color hair, because the Golden Guard is literally a clone of Belos, in a way, but he's actually more powerful, and the body is a bit different. It's a bit more special. But let me further explain this. Okay, so if we look over on the next page, we clearly see whatever the mix is going to be, and a drop of blood being added to it. This drop of blood could be Titan's blood, and also this could contain blood from some member of the Boiling Isles. That explains how Hunter has his pointed ears and looks more like a normal member of the Boiling Isles than Belos. It's because Belos wanted Hunter to have blood of a Boiling Isles member because he doesn't want a human body. He's had a human body and he's prolonged it for too long using the Palisman blood, and this has also caused him to lose some of his memories. This explains why Belos remembers going to the human world, but he doesn't seem to remember much else about it. Speaking of that line about Belos talking about the human world, do you guys remember that? Belos says, "I remember the green trees and blue skies." Well, if we go forward a little bit in the episode, of course I can't play the clip because of Disney copyright, but when Luce sees the Philip flashback, guess what Philip says before describing the lake? He says, at the start of it, "I remember the green trees and the blue skies." The exact same line Belos says. But okay, back to the Grimwalker. So if we look over here on this page, we see that once you combine all the ingredients, you get a baby. And then you're able to age that child up. And that child is a child with red eyes. What other child has red eyes? That would be, well, Hunter. So Hunter is a vessel for Belos. Not a sacrifice. This is important to note. He's a vessel. Belos needs to put his soul and mind into Hunter's body in order to live on, because his body is gone to its limits. What's the point of combining the human world and the Boiling Isles when you won't be alive to rule over either, because your body is fading? That's the point of Hunter. Hunter is a complete vessel for Belos. And even more information on this can be provided if we look at the image like this. So as you can see, I've added a small badly drawn circle because I am not an artist to this image. This circle sort of makes what would be the stone sleeper's lungs look like the head of a snake, eating its own tail. See, when I looked at how these pieces were in a circle, it bothered me because I was like, why are these specific pieces going in a circle like this? That's because we can explain what a Grimwalker is by using something that already exists in our world. And that is the Auroboros. So the Auroboros has plenty of definitions and symbols because it's appeared ever since ancient Egyptian times. But we're going to be using the alchemic definition of the Auroboros, which means rejuvenation, renewed body, and renewed life. And what is an Auroboros commonly associated with in alchemy? A homunculus. That's right, when a human alchemist was reaching an age where he was near death, he would attempt to rejuvenate and make a new body to transplant his mind and soul in. This body is a immortal human with traits like a human, but are much stronger, and they can't die. In the case of the Boiling Isles, also Hunter can use magic without the limits of a vial sac. His magic is completely free. And he doesn't need to be within the Titan like Belos to use it either. He can use it outside of the Titan. So, a Grimwalker is essentially a homunculus. And this little diagram right here was put in by Dana is a sneaky little thing. It's actually the snake eating its tail, which is the symbol of a homunculus, aka the symbol of an Ouroboros. Dana, you are a brilliant writer, by the way. That took me so long. I looked at this picture for so long, and that drove me crazy. But yeah, so Belos plans to use Hunter as a body, so that way he can use magic freely without a vial sac, and be practically immortal. Now, I also want to explain Hunter's memories. I believe that they were implanted by Belos. Hunter was probably born the size and age he is, and all Hunter knows are the memories that Belos implanted in him. He knows no other memories. So that's why Hunter is more of a blank slate of a character, and why we haven't seen any backstory of Hunter as a baby or any other member of Hunter's clan. He's literally a one-of-a-kind body made by Belos for his future. And now, that explains why Belos was hunting the Silky Damas scales. See, the Galder stones are guarded, and they're not meant to be touched or used by anyone. The Palistum wood is almost extinct, because witches use it for a staff, and Belos consumes the Palistum. So, a Stonekeeper's lungs, I wouldn't be surprised if they are extinct or almost extinct as now too. And as for the Silky Damas scales, Belos was having it hunted to extinction because he doesn't want anyone else to find out how to make a Grimwalker. He doesn't want anyone else to have what Hunter is, to have an immortal body. So I plan to do more on Belos, by the way, in a Belos video. Also, I'll be doing a breakdown video today on live. Like I'll be doing it on YouTube live stream with some of my mods and some other server members. So if you guys want to join and check that out, feel free to join us. You can definitely talk to us in the comments, and we'll break down the video and explain more details on the episode. But yeah, so that's about all for my theory on what Hunter is. Please, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment. Let me know what you think. And join us on the live stream today. And if you want to join the Discord and maybe be a part of the live stream, feel free to click the Discord link below and join us. We always have fun nerding out there. But yeah, this has been Aussie, signing out.